Hello. Hello to you, and especially you. And welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. I, of course, am your host, Lord Belmont Shores. And this week they have me reviewing another Hammer movie, The Curse of Frankenstein. Does seem to be a lot of curses in the Hammer universe, doesn't there? They've cursed the werewolf, they've cursed a mummy. Curses finally shown up to haunt Frankenstein with a curse. Is it Frankenstein's monster or Dr. Frankenstein? I guess we're about to find out. No vampires in it again. I've been told this week's drink is something called a mad scientist, which, to be honest, sounds a little something like delinquent high school students would drink while hanging out underneath a hanging corpse. Sounds like fun. Well, that's going to be a fun hangover. All right, let's get into the movie. We see Dr. Frankenstein in prison, and before we can ask ourselves, does he deserve to be there? He chokes a priest.
Tell me you'll stay. You want me to call the guard? Perhaps you had better start from the beginning. Now, when my mother died, I inherited the Frankenstein fortune.
We see Paul show up looking like he's late for the Willy Wonka audition. Yet another Paul. The Hammer film, they love Pauls. They love Pauls.
Now, do you still want the position?
I should be honored, Herr Baron.
So this Paul is hired by Baron Frankenstein to be his montage tutor, in which we see Baron Frankenstein grow into Peter Cushing in the time it takes Paul to grow a beard. Just montaging him from older young adulthood to younger older adulthood. I would have done much better in school if it was all about montages.
Even Rocky had a montage.
All right, so we find Frankenstein's lab, and it's decked out with everything. I mean, we've got all the flavors of slushy. We've got a horchata machine. I counted at least 2 bongs in there. And we see that Paul and Frankenstein have been working on resurrecting the body of a dead puppy. Oh, it's so cute, it's a little puppy. Puppies are the gateway drug. See, that's how he gets Paul hooked. He starts with the little things like puppies, and then he jumps straight to the bodies of convicted convicts. He jumps right to killed convicts, to the corpse convicts, convict corpses, to convict corpses, convicted convict corpses, criminal corpses, criminal corpses, criminal corpses, that's the band name. So after bringing the puppy back to life, he makes a jump straight to criminal corpses. It's a heck of a band name. There's no way they would have been able to just ride up with a horse and carriage and cut that body down. You know there's going to be some high school hooligan, wrong side of the tracks kids, move their way, weaving in and out of like all these high school kids smoking their Camel Reds and drinking their cheap booze and trying to make out with each other. Man, it'd be like the Moon Tower, you know what I mean? So they're just leaving their criminal corpses up there like post-Super Bowl bean dip. I mean, the thing's gotta be all rotted and chunky and disgusting. You can't just leave corpses hanging out like that. I mean, they spoil probably quicker than most things. You gotta bring your corpses in right after the hanging if you want to keep them fresh. Bong, ba bong, bong, bong.
Elizabeth. I received your letter. I was so sorry to hear about your mother.
All right, so Baron Frankenstein's home life is a little weird. We've got his maid who's been promoted to his mistress, and his cousin is trying to become his wife. We've got his tutor slash mentor who's been demoted to his assistant. It's a lot like the Real Housewives of Ingolstadt. So Frankenstein needs a good brain for his monster. But while they're shopping for parts, they have this old genius over for dinner. And they're, planning to kill him to use his brain in the monster. And he keeps calling Elizabeth Miss Elizabeth.
You honor me, Miss Elizabeth.
Now, I can't hear Miss Elizabeth without thinking about pro wrestling.
Are you going to be in the corner of the Macho Man?
Oh, yeah!
You know, I'm alone in the world.
Speaking of pro wrestling, speaking of ridiculous jumps off the top rope, we're about to see this old man take a dive. And let me tell you something, whoever that stuntman was, he got messed up. I mean, he's probably dead. I kind of want to do a little deep dive and see what happened because I've never seen anybody land the way he landed. I don't care if it was soft. He landed on his face and his neck went backwards and his body kind of like scorpion forward. I mean, to be honest, if they had lawyers back then, yeah, that's what would have happened. If this guy had any surviving relatives at all, they'd have sued the shit out of Frankenstein. Movie would have been over. I mean, we're talking, he would have got Frankenstein's money. He would have got the estate, the castle. He might even have gotten the monster. Could you imagine that? Winning the monster at a lawsuit? Have you been injured by a mad scientist trying to steal or harvest your organs to put into a new monster? Call me. I can get you compensation and maybe even the rights to that monster. Call me today. I'll fight for you, even against the monster. And weeks, possibly months later, we still see him walking up the stairs and there's like one 2x4. That's it. Doesn't even fix the banister.
Who is it?
She didn't say come in. She asked, who is it? Are we sure this isn't a mummy movie? Or the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Oh, Rocky. He gave him the hands of an artist. A martial artist. All right, if you've ever been to a karate school, you know that there are way too many options for somebody that comes at you with the Frankenstein choke. In fact, that's probably what happens, is your brain goes into a state of paralysis because it has far too many ways to deal with the situation, and it can't pick just one. And by the time you finally figure out what you want to do, you're already unconscious. Kick to the groin! Block the choke. Cover out. Trap the choking hand. Uppercut from underneath. Smash to the groin. Smash to the groin. Reach out. Gouge out the eyes. Smack the eardrums.
Rip off the nose.
Rip off both ears. Double chops to the throat. Double chops to the opposite side of the throat. Kick the groin. Kick the groin.
Kick the groin. Kick the groin.
Cover out. Paul doesn't take any half measures. He sees Frankenstein, and the doctor's like, oh, hold on, let's see if maybe we can calm him down. Shotgun blast to the face. Yeah, it kills him. So pretty much Frankenstein has no superpowers. Only Wolverine has a healing thing, and Frankenstein's got a doctor. That's Frankenstein's superpower. He's got great medical coverage. He must be Canadian. All right, now we know that Baron Frankenstein and his maid, I'm sorry, she was promoted to mistress.
But you've got to marry me. I'm going to have a child.
But she tells him that she's pregnant, and he responds in the worst way possible.
Why choose me as the father? Pick any man in the village. The chances are to be the right one.
I mean, there's the nuclear option, and then there's this. There ain't no coming back from that.
To the bride and bridegroom.
I got you, old man. I'm going shot for shot with you. Let's go. You know where all the vodka was? At the bottom. I'm gonna blow blue chunks. All right, we've talked a lot about cookies and orange juice, but for hangovers, you need a greasy burrito. A greasy pork sandwich served in a dirty ashtray. I have to give Christopher Lee some mad props on his acting choices in this movie. Even Superman ducks when a gun gets thrown at him. Frankenstein didn't even flinch. Sorry I shot you, Elizabeth. Yeah, I know Frankenstein was taking you hostage, and I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
Pop quiz, hotshot. Frankenstein's taking your girlfriend hostage. What do you do? What do you do? You shoot the hostage, take her out of the equation, and then deal with Frankenstein with fire.
Paul. Paul, my friend. Tell them, Paul. Tell them what, Victor?
All right, so now we've come full circle, and we were right where we were at the beginning with Frankenstein in prison. We saw him at the beginning choke the priest, and now he calls Paul in there, and he's like, Paul, tell him my story, tell him my story, tell him my story, tell him the story. Ah!
Paul, make you, Paul! Make you, Paul!
Trap the choking hand, uppercut from underneath, smash to the groin, kick the groin,
Kick the groin. Kick the groin.
cover out. And then everybody has to like pull him off, and he's like, okay, never mind, I'm just gonna go die now. Just gonna go die in the guillotine. Everything's okay. Right, so takeaways. Takeaway number one. I know we've talked a lot tonight about martial arts and specifically defense against that Frankenstein two-hand choke. Now there is one technique that tops all of them, and it's called the Wilder defense.
Hello, handsome.
Hey, good looking. Takeaway number two. This works equally for monsters and bad guys in general. Shoot him in the face. Technically, it killed Frankenstein. He just happened to have a doctor nearby that could bring him back to life. Most people aren't going to be able to resuscitate somebody, or even if they do, by the time they resuscitate him, you're long gone. You're out of there. And if the guy's alive again, guess what? You're not liable. Shoot him in the face. 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 Takeaway number three. Don't threaten the desperate psychopath. Do not threaten the desperate psychopath. If you're gonna do some shit, just do it.
And I tell her about what you're doing up in that laboratory of yours. And then I go to the authorities and tell them.
Oh, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go tell the police. I'm gonna tell everybody everything you're doing, and I'm gonna get you in trouble. Okay. Hey, you wanna step into this room real quick? Just check out something over here? Snitches get stitches. All right, so if I have to give this one a rating, and once again, they're telling me that I do, on a scale of 2 hands with 5 fingers each, I'd give it a 6. All right, thanks again for stopping by. I hope you're enjoying these little reviews that I'm doing. And if you haven't had a chance to hit that like and subscribe button, remember, I don't give a shit. Bye. Kick the groin.
Kick the groin. Kick the groin.
Why are you still here? Go home. Play video games. Watch movies. Enjoy content. Have one of these. They're delightful.